Alright, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. I think we're here. Hello, everybody. Anybody here? I see Ryan is in the house, and it is live on YouTube, so we close that out so we don't burn up my computer. Hello, Ryan. So, me and you. I guess you see the title, Tops and Bottoms. I wasn't sure what the consensus was on the movie one-liner competition, so I didn't do it. Sorry, I didn't. Nobody wanted to say yeah they could make it and yeah it would be a good time and they would be here, so I was afraid to tout it up as the competition and then nobody show up. So I'm going to do tops and bottoms. It's kind of about what we were talking about at lunch. But I'll give it a couple of minutes here and see if anybody else shows up before, because it's not a very long, it's a book. And I thought it was a Dr. Seuss book, but it's not a Dr. Seuss book. And I read it to my kids. And like I said, it's kind of about what we were talking about at lunch. How you can look at something like a banana and call it one thing, or say you're going to do one thing with it, and it turns out to be kind of a scam, but yet it's not a lie. It's kind of a twisted truth. And the conversation on the banana, and I'll give you half of it, or I'll give you part of it, or, you know, I'll give you a third of it, you know, that kind of stuff. Made me think of the book's Tops and Bottoms. I don't know, I may have mentioned it before. It's just kind of one of those books that you read to your kids and you thought, man, adults need to read this too. Because it makes you think about the way people can be, the way you have to kind of be careful what you wish for, or be careful what you think you're getting, or to assume, that kind of stuff. So anyway, the I couldn't find the actual book, so I found I kind of a synopsis. What do they call those things? Cliff notes, uh, online. So it's gonna tell the story. It's gonna get to the gist of it. I don't know if it will be as detailed as what it was in the book, but did you see my artwork? What did you What did you think those two things were? Can you guess, or do you know what they were? I'll give you a minute to write it down. Okay, and carrots and I got it right here because I drew it myself. I drew it myself. So where's my finger? There it is. Jeez, it's way over here. Okay, carrots and what do you think this thing is? Yay, corn! That's right. So basically, this is what the story is about. That's the reason they call it tops and bottoms. Okay. I say this every video. I'm gonna try to find another word for okay. What should my word for okay tonight be? Got any suggestions? I've tried alligator and I've tried different things, but I say okay as a crutch word way too many times. My wife says I say, you know what I mean, all the time. So I must have lots of crutch words. You know what I mean? It's toasty up here. Maybe instead of okay, I could say toasty. Toasty? So 5 minutes we've been sitting here chit-chatting. We'll get on with the show. So, as I'd stated before, maybe you weren't there, maybe you weren't listening, maybe you're not watching it live. Might catch up. It might. I'm just trying to change the word. What did I say it was going to be? I said I forgot. What was I saying that the word was going to be instead of okay? Corn, tops, bottoms, toasty. That's right. You got it. Toasty. My brain. My brain on toasty. We're going to talk about tops and bottoms. And it's a kid's version of be careful. Watch out for con men because they'll swindle you, hornswoggle you, do everything. So you got to be careful. Yeah. So, tops and bottoms was a story that I read to my kids, and it's a book. It's a children's book, and it's really nicely illustrated. You'll see some of that when I share the screen, and it's about a rabbit. They call it a hare. If you know the difference between a rabbit and a hare, congratulations. So I'm not 1,000% sure. But it's a hare, Hare, and a bear. And of course, it takes place where hares and bears walk and talk just like Mickey and Goofy. Even though Goofy doesn't really talk, right? And that's another big old topic. Donald doesn't wear pants. He wears a jacket, but he doesn't wear pants. And it's about two business critters joining in business partnerships. And as the story goes, let me get it up here. Share the screen. Share the screen. Hmm. Clock, clock, clock. Voice calls. StreamYard. Screen 1, screen 2. Why can't I select window of screen? StreamYard. Select window of screen. I don't want the clock. I don't want that. What is screen 1? Negative. That is not screen 1. Screen 2. That is me. So can I drag this over there and look at screen 1? There we go. And add that to the stream. Okay, so this is tops and bottoms, and it's super cool. Hey, there's Robert. Hello, Robert. How's it going? Is it going okay? So we're talking about the kids' books, tops and bottoms, and it was written by, adapted and illustrated by Jeanette Stevens. Now, if you do some research, tops and bottoms, she didn't write the book. Janet Stevens. I was reading some of the tops and bottoms story history. Okay, so this one, Scholastic, says it's tops and bottoms celebrates the trickster tradition of using one's wits to overcome hardship. Hare solves his family problems by tricking Rich and Lazy Bear in this funny, energetic version of an old slave story. So, folk tale. Let's see what that says about it. So, Tops and Bottoms is a clever folk tale that illustrates the wisdom of diligence and warning against laziness in the book of Proverbs. Hmm. So it doesn't really give. Let's see the basis. No. Of the story of a man named Jed. So it was in 1995 by Janet Stevens, but I was reading that it said it was an old slave story, so I don't know how far it goes back or if it's always been a bear and a hare. So that one referenced Proverbs, so I don't know if it's a story out of the Bible that somebody's adapted to, be with the critters. But anyway, so here it is. It's listed as an animal fantasy, is a story with an animal character that behaves like people. Tops and bottoms. See, Mr. Rabbit's got the corn. And this is kind of funny the way it bounces back and forth. So once upon a time there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land, and his father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear. He had given all of his wealth to his son, but all Bear wanted to do was sleep. So Bear is apparently his son's name. Now, the hare lived not far down the road, and he sometimes got in trouble. He had once owned land of his own, but now had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with a tortoise. I like the way that tied in there. She tied in the tortoise in the hare race. So apparently it's about bigots. So he bet the farm on his race with the tortoise, and guess what? He lost. So, well, he didn't bet the farm. Apparently, he bet money that he didn't have, and he sold all of his land to Bear, who's the lazy bear, to pay off the debt. Now he didn't have anything. So he comes up with this idea. So he goes to Bear's house, and Bear was asleep. So he kind of wakes him up. Hello, Bear, wake up. It's your neighbor, Hare. I have an idea, he said. So Bear opened one eye. We can be business partners, the hare wants to be. All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do all the hard work and the planting and harvesting, and you can split the profits right down the middle. Yes, sir, Bear, we be in it together. You work, I work, and you sleep. And the bear goes, what? And he goes, so that's what it'll be, Bear. The top half or the bottom half? What will it be? What do you want, the tops or the bottoms? So now this is where the question comes in. He's asking Bear he's giving Bear the choice, right? He's giving him, it's just like, hey man, come on. You pick it, I'll do it. We're going to be business partners. Bear's not paying attention. He's worried about sleeping. Bear yawns. He says, I'll take the top half. Hare, tops. That's what he wants. And Hare says, sure enough, it's a done deal, Bear. Hare planted and Mrs. Hare watered and everyone weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. It was time for harvest. Wake up, Bear. You got the tops and I got the bottoms. So, what did he plant? What did I show you? Hare and his family dug up the carrots. I didn't see radishes in this, but anyway. Carrots, radishes, and the beets. Hare plugged off the tops and tossed them into a pile for Bear, and he put the bottoms aside for himself. So Bear kind of woke up and looked at what he had, right? But Hare didn't lie. He gave him the choice. So he gave him the tops just like he told him would. That's not, not cheating him. You chose the tops, Bear. You have what you, and now Harry, he says, you've tricked me. You planted this field again this season and I want the bottoms. So Bear knows he's been tricked. And what's he telling? Plant the field again. But what's he's assuming? Because he wants the bottoms, this time he's going to assume that Hare's going to plant the same crop. But he didn't tell him that, did he? So he's just assuming that Hare will plant the same crop and he wants the bottoms. So Bear went back to sleep. And Hare and his family went to work. They planted and they watered and they weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it's time for harvest, Hare called out, wake up, Bear. You get the bottoms and I get the tops. Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, the celery, and Hare pulled off the bottoms for the bear and put the tops in his own pile. Bear looked at his pile and scowled. Hare, you have cheated me again. But Bear, Hare said, you wanted the bottoms this time. Bear growled. You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice. You owe me one season of both tops and bottoms. You're right, poor old Bear. It's only fair that you get both tops and bottoms. It's a done deal, Bear. So this time, he grows corn. Now, yes, corn is on the tops, but there's also a top stalk. So, let's see what Rabbit says, or Hare says. In front of Bear's house was a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every corn stalk. Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top. Okay. And put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. Sure, Bear, you get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middles. Yes, sir, Bear, it's a done deal. So he's thinking the tops are the tassels, which technically they are. So that's a little more of a stretch. His family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road towards the house. So Bear knew he'd been hornswoggled all the time. Why? Yeah. How to take advantage of the less fortunate 101. Someone needs to teach Hare a lesson. Somebody needs to teach Bear a lesson. Because the moral of the story is what? Do your own work. And that way you can't be cheated by somebody else. So Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with profit from the crops, and he and Miss Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners ever again. So Bear learned a lesson. So you don't get, hornswoggled because you're lazy. Or you get hornswoggled a lot of times because you are lazy. So in order not to get hornswoggled, you know, don't be a lazy bear. Get up, do your own work, and that way you don't get, cheated. And Hare knew what he was doing, and he did it because he didn't know what he was doing when he was racing that tortoise. Well, he could eat the rabbit if he could catch the rabbit. But look down here in this picture right here. Can you see Hare and Mrs. Hare, Mr. Hare and Mrs. Hare with their three little hare babies? Look, then they'd be all homeless. They wouldn't have a daddy to help them. And Bear's just a big old lazy thing. But you notice Bear's got him a tie. He turned it around backwards. I guess the tie means he's a business bear. He's a professional bear. And he's got shoes on. What does Hare wear? Hare wears a hat. And Miss Hare, what does she wear? Miss Hare wears a shirt. I think that's all. I think that's all Miss Hare wears. And the kid hares don't wear nothing. Yep. Well, let's see. Yep. Well, maybe Mr. Hare has the shirt on and Miss Hare has the hat. Who knows? So I guess Mr. Hare does wear the shirt because that's him talking right there. So I used to read this book to my kids. I don't know if they learned a lesson. I probably told them, don't be the lazy bear. Get out there and do your own work and you won't get cheated. But that was like the banana story today. Told Joe, right? I give you half the banana and it was the peel. You get the outside half and I get the inside half. Same kind of story. And we tried to decide whether or not if that was really half. So you take a whole banana and you peel it, now you got two pieces. Just because they're not equal pieces, does that mean it's, not 50%? And I give you half the peel and I keep the other half, which is the fruit? I don't know. But the corn was a little bit of a push for me because he did give him the tops, which were the tassels. The little fuzzy things up here in the top of the right here, the top of the corn, the tassels. So he never truly lied. He misled him, and the bear assumed. So very frustrating when you think what's supposed to happen doesn't happen, and then you think back and you think, I didn't specify, and this is what I get. This is what I get. I wish I could find out what I guess the origin. Let's see if we can say origin of the story, not the basis. Origin of the story. It says with roots in American slave tales, but I wonder what kind of tales those might be. What is the problem with tops and bottoms? Bear is lazy and doesn't like to do work, while Hare is poor and is concerned for his family and well-being. So, I don't know. It still doesn't say. Janet Stevens. Janet Stevens. Hmm. Tops and bottoms, springtail of determination, felt board story, tops and bottoms, tops and bottoms. So it says adapted and illustrated by Janet Stevens. So that leads me to believe that it was, maybe it was adapted, meaning she took the Robert Hare should be a car salesman. Yeah, but see, he thought he could be a winner at foot racing, but that was not what took place. Not what took place. Let's see, what book of the Bible did they say that was in? That one said something about, was it Proverbs? I can't remember which one it said that it was a, anybody remember? Ryan, do you remember what book of the Bible it was supposedly part of or from or something? Let's see, what did I search? How did I search for it? Was it Proverbs? Tops for women. Nope, that wasn't it. With roots in European folk tales and American slave stories, the tale celebrates the trickster tradition of overcoming hardship of one's wits. New tab. Verbs. Proverbs. 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 Laziness. That didn't, about laziness. I don't know. Probably have to do a lot of research to figure out which story or verse in Proverbs may lend itself to that. Ryan, he who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes riches. He who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame. Proverbs 10:4. Well, see, Ryan is quite the researcher. So what did you put in Google to find that? Let me get rid of that. Move that. Put me back on the screen. Woo wee. So he's gonna keep it a secret. Really? He says I Googled tops and bottoms Proverbs. All right. That's just tops and bottoms Proverbs. Yeah, I'm gonna fact check you. What you mean? Tops and bottom Proverbs. Proverb 31, round neck tank top. Crop top. Redeemed reader. Tops and bottoms Proverbs. Didn't work for me. Redeemed readers. Alright, tops and bottoms. The clever folktale illustrates the wisdom of diligence and warning against laziness. The book of Proverbs. Okay, there it is. Second one from the top. Second one from the top. Recommended age is 4 to 8. So we all fit into that category. It's a book just for us. 32-page book. Alright. There it is. Sleeps and harvests, the sun causes shames. 10:4 through 5. The book got 4.75 out of 5. That's really good. He who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in the summer is a wise sign, and he who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame. All right, there you have it. Maybe it was adapted from, somebody had to do some really good thinking though. I mean, that stuff just doesn't come to mind just like boom. Doesn't to me. So, still working on getting the boys together to do this movie competition thing, movie one-liners. Try to come up with a time everybody can get together and put the thinking caps on, make it happen. I think we probably need everybody. So that way there's, or I would be the MC, of course. And then you three would battle it out against each other in a funny games of wit and knowledge. Knowledge. All right, everybody. Ryan, Robert, appreciate y'all coming. I'm sorry we didn't do the quiz, but like I said, I wasn't sure it was going to be, everybody here, everybody could make it, so I just planned on doing this. I was going to do another Facebook, not ads, but jobs. I really want to do another one of those. Not necessarily maybe Facebooks, but yeah, Facebooks or Craigslist or what is it? I want to say Intuit, but that's not it. That other, one of those other job seeking platforms, and just see what kind of crazy jobs are out there. See what everybody might like to do, or they want people to do, like, climbing high tension power lines and sliding down them to clean off the dirt. I don't know. There's all kinds of crazy stuff out there. So I appreciate everybody coming. If you watch, like, subscribe. If you listen on podcasts, leave me a comment. I'll try to listen. Try LinkedIn. They have some pretty good ones. Robert, do you have a LinkedIn, whatever, however you say that, account? Do you have your portfolio out there? Your portfolio of headshots? All that stuff out there for your, your modeling career? If you do, post it. I want to look. But if you're listening on podcasts, I try to listen to them. Some of them, hey, if you've LinkedIn, yeah. If you've watched any more than one or two of these things, you realize, I mean, I'm pretty consistent, but a lot of times I don't put a lot of effort into it. Because why? I'm lazy and I'm cheap. So I make do with what I have. Sometimes they turn out pretty good. Other times they don't. So I've listened to some of them. Most of them are okay as far as being able to follow along and hear it in the mics and all that stuff. But anyway, like, subscribe. You can listen to the podcasts on Spotify. Just search Minutes with Milo. You can see it on Google. Google has their podcast section. And it's, again, Minutes with Milo. Or you can watch the whole. See, on podcasts you can watch. There's only one that I put out there. It was just audio, the first one. Then the rest of them are just the full-length videos. But you can listen to. I have a LinkedIn account from back when I worked at an assisted living place. I've got one that I needed to keep up with a lady that was helping me with some computer work. And I don't know why we did the LinkedIn thing. I don't even know how to get back into it, to be honest with you. I did back before I got this job. What is the other one? There's one that is all the time. People are advertising. I can't remember. But anyway, I was going to look at Craigslist under their gigs. They've all got some pretty good gigs in there. And then Facebook, they always have some jobs, part time here and there, and doing different things. So anyway, appreciate y'all coming. Share it with your friends, your families, your enemies, your coworkers. I think all my coworkers have shared the whiz far out of it. But if you're new to the channel, share it with some other people. I actually have mid 80 subscribers. So we get to do the contest about the one movie one-liners. I'm going to try to get it shared out more. I mean, I've become fairly lazy on my social media accounts, and I only get when I sit down to build the show is when I start putting it out there. So 20 minutes. It seems like anymore. 20 minutes is about the most lead time I have on what my topic is going to be. Does it matter? I don't know. Would I have more viewers if I put it out at, I used to put them out like that morning, and maybe it does help. Maybe people would look at it and go, hey, I really want to try to watch, as opposed to, well, I'm already in doing something now. What the heck? I just won't watch. Maybe I'll watch it later, which is fine. You don't have to watch it live. Just watch it sometime. Anyway, too much rambling. Not enough saying bye-bye. I'll see y'all tomorrow. You know who you are. Say hello to my little friends. Yeah. Bye. I hear you, Ryan. Bye.